Appreciate that.
Kind of cool, man. And that Minnesota deal, they call that Cedar Riverdale. They call that Little Mogadishu now.
Yeah, that's a good name for it. I'm gonna add that if you don't mind.
Yeah. It's recorded.
No, it's Minneapolis. Though technically this took place in Bloomington, not in Minneapolis, which is where the Twins and
they got
Vikings
more
used to play.
Muslims out there than you can shake a stick at, Mike.
Yeah, well, thank you, Obama. And I think it's... No, actually, let's give credit where credit's due. It's probably thank you, Bush 1 and Bush 2.
Yeah, they were on it.
It didn't just start under Obama.
Right. Don't forget the Khan family. They're the ones at the Democratic National Convention. They're the ones responsible for vetting them and giving them American citizenship in a month. So that was their claim to fame.
Good point. The Khans. The good old Khans.
Yep.
Yes. Great name.
Yeah. C-O-N. Okay. As Ken is here drinking his Dunkin' Donuts coffee, some would say, most people say it's much better than Starbucks. Let's talk about that video you played, which I already wrote an article about on JewsNews.com. Yeah, Jews News is good stuff. I do some of my writing there under the name Danita Max. Yeah, which is Adam Tax and scrambling the letters. Okay, tell the people who don't already know what happened there.
So Hannity, both on his TV and or radio show, was having a conversation with Roy Moore and Keurig. Everyone knows Keurig. I guess we could say it here with the K-Cup company. Decided to pull their advertising from Hannity's show because of the Roy Moore influence, so to speak. And since that happened, within a minute, it became trending #1, and people were flying aircraft at it and shooting them down. People were golfing them into their garage. You name it, and destroying Keurig in a matter of about 2 days.
I didn't see the airplane one. I mean,
yes, you missed that one on the show possibly, but yes, they had like F-16s shooting down Keurigs on the tarmac.
Wow. Well, the thing, I included this in my Jews News article. I focused on was I found an article from like a year and a half ago about just how 9 reasons you shouldn't drink Keurig coffee. This was well before there was anything political. And I brought up, it brought up things like the water's not hot enough to properly brew it. And then the key point that stuck with me is you're brewing coffee through a piece of plastic that will never biodegrade. And forget first of all, there's the environmental implications, which are fun to stick liberals with when you point that out. In fact, that's really the angle we should go, like just making people aware of the environmental angle. So not only conservatives won't drink it, but liberals won't drink it either.
I'm sure it'll be different in some area.
Yeah.
So like the Democrats
if you get environmental, that's sort of a, what's that line? King Arthur, I can't remember.
Bullshit?
Yeah, no, not bullshit.
That's Caroline.
Okay. No, but it's the thing you couldn't cross. But the other points are like, how do you exactly use the same quantity of coffee if you're making an 8-ounce cup, a 12-ounce cup, or a 20-ounce? It's the same amount of coffee. It's just so bad. And I'm such a caffeine addict. Not that I drink so much, but I need it at certain times of the day. I don't think about what it tastes like. And every once in a while, I get a coffee the way it's meant to be made, not often enough. And I think to myself, this is awful. But no, I'm loving that. Here's an interesting point for discussion. I mean, I know a guy from my class who went into advertising, and I wouldn't be shocked if he became a woman. The marketing departments at these places often have a lot of liberals. And it was like they wanted the quickest, easiest excuse to just pull their ads from Hannity. And so they have this little AstroTurf thing, a bunch of liberals with... take a break from hanging out with their cats, and I'm talking about the women, and you know what I mean. And they write a 2-minute tweet, and then they say, "Oh, we have to take action," and it never works the other way. Who's got some opinions on that?
I'm too busy working to protest.
Right.
And I have a life.
Typically, yes.
Yeah,
back to your coffee comment, if I can jump in. Coffee should be between 180 and 205 degrees, and Keurigs don't get within 10 degrees of that, so that's one. 2, there are biodegradable ones you can buy and pay more for.
Okay.
And 2, there's a button. 3, you can push a button that allows you to brew it a more amount of it at a darker roast. And then there's also marijuana K-Cups and vitamin K-Cups. So I don't want to leave those out as possibility for those that are discerning into their coffee type drinking.
Well, maybe Keurig will go in the bong business after.
Mike, there's a pretty good mold concern too with these coffee machines.
Oh, I know that.
Because I'm a plumber, so I kind of know this kind of stuff. that warm water that lays in that coffee machine, you're supposed to clean that once a week. Like I used to clean mine with vinegar, right, Joe? With vinegar once a week, and you should see the black shit that come out of there. Okay, if you don't clean that once a week, you're in for mold, and people are getting sick throughout the world drinking that Keurig. Yeah, there's mold. It's not only what Mike was talking about. I mean, there's a mold. We talked about this a couple weeks ago. Me and Joanne about the coffee machines having
I
mold.
like the stove and the old fashioned. I don't drink
She
coffee
said,
that
"I don't
much.
want it. I boil mine."
Cowboy coffee.
Yeah, that's good coffee too.
Maybe
That
I'll
seems more important than the Roy Moore story.
Well, we're going to get to that, but we got time. How many people even know? I mean, you have a plumber's mindset. How many people even know to do that there might be mold? Who does that even occur to, that you have mold inside your Keurig? Oh, this is great. We're going to trash them.
I clean mine every 3 weeks.
Wait, you have a Keurig?
Well, it's down
Oh,
in the
it's
counter
down
now.
there.
Now we don't use
It's
it.
under the sledgehammer.
Yeah.
It will be now.
Yeah.
I'm so glad I didn't get rid of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's right. You could have gotten rid of it. Now you can destroy
Well,
it.
if you got to clean it with vinegar once every 2 weeks to be safe, I
But
don't
do they
need
put that anywhere in their like
No,
directions?
Keurig does tell you to clean it, but they don't talk
To scale
about
it.
the mold grows so fast in that lukewarm water. It's insanity. I mean, it grows quick because it's just laying. You know what I mean, Mike?
Yeah, but how many people
I
don't
do.
that?
I do.
keep
They just,
adding.
they added them to refrigerators now. You can get a refrigerator with built-in Keurig. It started 2 weeks back. I don't know if you've seen it online, but it's built into the hot water line.
All right. I want to take a quick break here, and then when we come back, I have Mike Closer on the line from the greater Washington area, as well as Mike McLaughlin and Joanne McLaughlin and Ken Cage here in Delaware County, Pennsylvania. We're going to get to Roy Moore, and I also want to give Mike Closer and Ken Cage a chance to talk about Joe Biden. So we'll be back in just a second.
Did you know you can catch Backlash clips on YouTube? Why would you want to watch Backlash on YouTube? Because we know that you want control over your content and what narratives you're fed. Cable news is expensive, and often it leaves you to choose between a boring conservative on one channel or an unhinged Rachel Maddow on another. Watch our clips on YouTube as Adam Taxon talks with the likes of Ben Shapiro, Kimberly Guilfoyle, Ron DeSantis, Brooke Goldstein, and others that you will love. Adam is a conservative, and he keeps it real. Tune into our YouTube channel and enjoy commentary that is conservative and intellectually stimulating. Just go to YouTube and type in Shark Nation Radio in the search box. Once you're on our channel, you have free access to all of the great conversations Adam has had with people you will definitely want to hear from. You can also follow us on SoundCloud and Twitter by searching for Shark Nation Radio.
Adam Taxon is still here in Delaware County, suburban Philadelphia in Pennsylvania. I am here in person with Mike McLaughlin and Joanne McLaughlin, as well as Ken Cage. Ken Cage, you may know from the Discovery Channel, Airplane Repo, and his new book, $1 Billion Repo Man, My Life as a High-End Repo Man. Before we get to Roy Moore and Joe Biden, Mike, there's another point you wanted to make about why you should not drink Keurig coffee. This is not a point you'll get from Ben Shapiro. Like, Ben Shapiro, what does he know about plumbing? We like Ben Shapiro, don't get me wrong.
Guys, listen. All right, these rich cats come skipping down the steps in their nice little freaking shoes and their pants with their tie on. They go over, they throw the
We're all dressed like slobs
They
here.
go over and throw the little cup into the thing. Mommy already put some water in there for them. They pour it, they drink their coffee, and they go out the door. And then they do the same thing day in and day out. They do that day in and day out. They got 7 days, then they're going to start mold growing in there.
Yeah.
That's it.
Ritual around here, people like going to the Wawa for their coffee in
Wawa.
the morning. Yeah, as my
Wawa.
grandmother from Germany called it, the Vava. That was hilarious. Yeah, but I mean, people like to have their Keurig. They're too good for the Wawa. It's not a rich thing, you know. Maybe.
I didn't think it was hot enough for me when I had it. I didn't like it.
Interesting.
I never liked the flavor. I honestly could not find one that I liked. So I just, we have one, which we'll put in a bonfire together.
We should. That will be fun.
Yeah. I'm just trying to think, what can you do with a Keurig container that hasn't been obviously destroying, but there's got to be more creative uses. What can you do with a snowman or something like that?
I'm sure my son Ty can figure something out.
Okay.
Could be fun. When do the Eagles next have a home game? Could be something for
2 weeks, I
tailgating.
think.
So there's a guy on YouTube that I watch, Uncle Rob, that figures out a way to blow everything up with gas. So I bet if we put gas in that and then plugged it in, it'll just explode. I'm gonna refer to my
Run
buddy. Yeah.
I'm trying to think what you could do with
Then watch it
animals.
blow up.
Like, do you have deer like walking around?
There's deer out here.
You ever see the one like with the video from the tigers in China? Yeah, they were raised to be slaughtered for their fur or whatever they use in Asia, probably more than that, aphrodisiac purpose. But they had this drone over there, and the tigers are trying to kill the drone, and one of them knocks it down. I'm just thinking what you can do along those lines with a Keurig. Some of the raccoons around here are pretty nasty.
And they got fox over here too. There's
Foxes are pretty.
around up in here.
They're pretty mellow though.
Yeah, they're smart.
They're smart to do it, but the raccoons will destroy anything.
Yeah, they'll eat everything you got.
Yeah, that could be kind of fun. Turn it into a bird feeder.
That's it.
Get covered with bird
Yeah,
crap
there you go.
instead of the car. Yeah,
I'll leave it up on my deck, and pigeons will take care of it.
Okay, speaking of bird crap, let's talk a little bit more about Joe Biden here.